Alright, we're back with another video. Episode 5. This is a pretty quick upload because I'm pretty motivated. Get this episode 5 out pretty quickly. Not pretty quickly, but actually within a day. Uh, so that's pretty good. Let's start it now.
On the value of this variable, we can print different messages on the terminal. Let me show you. So here's our temperature variable. We set it to 35. Now let's say if temperature is greater than 30, we want to print a message saying it's a hot day. So we type if, then we type a condition, and this is where we use our comparison operators. So we type temperature greater than 30. Then, so we add a colon, and see what happens when I press enter now. The caret is indented, and this represents a block of code. So the code that we write over here will be executed if this condition is true. Otherwise, it's not going to be executed. Let me show you. So we're going to print it's a hot day. And by the way, note that here I've surrounded the string with double quotes because here we have a single quote as an apostrophe. So I couldn't declare a string like this with single quotes. If I typed, it's a hot day, look, Python gets confused because it thinks this single quote represents the end of our string, so it doesn't recognize the subsequent characters, okay? So that's why we use double quotes here, so we can have an apostrophe in our string. So it's a hot day. Now, if I press enter again, the caret is indented. So the code that we write here will be part of our if block, and it will get executed if this condition is true. So here we can print a second message, drink plenty of water. Now to terminate this block, we press enter and then press shift and tab. The caret is no longer indented, so the code that we write here will always get executed no matter what, whether this condition is true or not. Now, in C-based programming languages like C++, C#, Java, and JavaScript, we represent a block of code using curly braces. So you start a block of code using a left brace and then end it using a right brace. In Python, we don't have curly braces. So we use indentation to represent a block of code. Okay? So in this case, these two lines are indented, and that means they are part of this block of code. Now, let's run the program and see what happens. So we see these two messages because the temperature is greater than 30. Now, if I change the temperature to 25 and run the program again, we don't see anything, okay? Now, after this block, let's print done. Because this code is not indented, it will always get executed. It's not part of our if block, okay? So take a look. Here's the done message. Now, let's add a second condition. So if temperature is not greater than 30, that means it's less than or equal to 30. So I'm going to add a second condition. So if the temperature is between 20 and 30, I want to print it's a nice day. So here we type elif, that is short for else if, and here we type a second condition. So temperature greater than 20. We add a colon, press enter. Now we have a new block. So here we can print, it's a nice day. So if this condition is true, that means the temperature is greater than 20 and less than or equal to 30. Now what we have here is called a
Okay, this is off topic, but yeah. Just let you all know, this is weird. I know we're trying to learn Python, but this is on my mind. I'm just gonna say it. Just gotta be yourself, guys. Just be yourself. Don't force anything. That's all I gotta say, guys. That's what is on my mind right now. I'm having trouble focusing on this video, but yeah, just be yourself. Don't try forcing things.
comment. That is why it's grayed out. It's not real code. It's just some note that we add to our program. Python is not going to execute this. So whenever we type a pound sign, what we have after is treated as a comment, okay? So If this condition is true, then we're going to see this message on the terminal. Let's run our program and verify this. There you go. The temperature is 25. That's why we see this message. Now we can have as many conditions as we want. There are no limitations, okay? So let's add another condition. If temperature is greater than 10, then we're going to print it's a bit cold. Now in this case, if this condition is true, that means the temperature is greater than 10 and less than or equal to 20. Now finally, if the temperature is less than 10, let's print a message saying it's a cold day. So here we type else, then we add a colon, and now we have a new block. So this code will get executed if none of the above conditions are true. So here we can print it's cold.
Oh my god. Fuck. Fuck it. Fuck it. I got it. Okay, give me 1 second, boys. Oh, I can't think. Alright, give me a second, boys. Actually, we'll play the video so we can all learn together.
So this is how we use if statements to make decisions in our programs. Here's a great exercise for you to practice what you have learned so far. I want you to write a weight converter program like this. So this program is asking me my weight. I enter 170. Next, it's asking me if the weight is in kilograms or pounds. So I can type K for kilograms or L for pounds. I can type a lowercase l or an uppercase L. It doesn't matter. So let's go with a lowercase l. Now it tells me weight in kilogram is 76.5. So go ahead and spend 5 minutes on this exercise. You can use the comment box below to share your code with others. And then when you're done, come back see my solution. So first we call our input function to ask the first question, weight. We get the result and store it in a variable called weight. Next we call the input function one more time to ask the second question. Is this in kilogram or pounds? We get the result and store it in a variable called unit. This is where we're going to use an if statement. So we want to check to see if unit equals K. Then we should convert the weight to pounds and print it on a terminal. However, with this code, if I type a lowercase k, this condition is not going to be true because earlier I told you that Python is a case-sensitive language. So we need to convert this string to uppercase. Earlier we talked about string methods. So if we type dot, we can see all the functions or methods available in a string object. So we use the upper method, and this returns a new string in uppercase. Now, if this condition is true, first we need to convert the weight to pounds. So we declare a new variable called converted, get the weight, and divide it by 0.45. And then we can print this on a terminal. So we say weight in pounds is, then we append converted. Now, to terminate this block, we press Shift and Tab, else, colon. So if this condition is not true, that means the weight was entered in pounds, so we need to convert it to kilograms. Once again, we declare a variable, converted, and set it to weight times 0.45. And then we print weight in kilograms. And here we concatenate this string with converted. All right, now we need to terminate this block. So we press enter, then Shift and Tab. Good. Now, if you run this program, we're going to see an error. Let me show you. So let's run it. Here I'm going to enter 170. Then I type a lowercase l. Okay, here's an error. Can't multiply sequence by non-int of type float. So this is where we got this error when we tried to multiply the weight by 0.45. So that is line 7 in our code. Now, the reason this is happening is because the weight variable is storing a string object. Because earlier I told you, the input function always returns a string. So here we need to convert the weight to a number. We can either use the int or the float function. Let's run the program one more time. So 170, in pounds. Here's a second error. Can only concatenate string, not float to string. And that error occurred over here when we try to print the weight in kilograms. So look at line 7. In this case, weight is an integer. We are multiplying an integer by a float, and the result of this operation is going to be a float. Now on line 8, we are trying to concatenate or combine a string with a float, and Python doesn't know how to execute this code. To solve this problem, we need to convert this float to a string. So here we use the built-in stir function. Let's run the program and see what happens. So 170 in pounds, and here's my weight in kilograms. Now let's try entering a weight in kilograms. So run it one more time. Let's say 76 kilos. Here we get a familiar error. Can only concatenate string to string, not float. So this error occurred on line 5, where we tried to concatenate a string to a float. So once again, we need to convert this to a string object. Now, let's run the program one more time. 76 kilos is equal to 168 pounds. Hey guys, I just wanted to let you know that I have an online coding school at codewithmosh.com where you can find plenty of courses on web and mobile
I can vouch. Definitely go on this website and support the boy Mosh.
development. In fact, I have a comprehensive Python course that teaches you everything about Python from the basics to more advanced concepts. So after you watch this tutorial, if you want to learn more, you may want to look at my Python course. It comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee and a certificate of completion you can add to your resume. In case you're interested, the link is below this video. In this tutorial, we're going to talk about while loops in Python. We use while loops to repeat a block of code multiple times. For example, let's say we want to print the numbers 1 to 5. A poor way of doing this is writing code like this. Print 1, then print 2, print 3, print 4, and print 5. Now, why is this a bad approach? Well, what if we wanted to print the numbers 1 to 1 million? We don't want to write 1 million lines of code, each line printing a number. This is where we use while loops. So we'll start off by declaring a variable like I and set it to our initial number, let's say 1. Then we type while, and here we type a condition. So once again, we can use our comparison operators. Let's say I less than 5, less than or equal to 5. As long as this condition is true, then the code that we write inside of the while block will get executed. So here we type a colon, then press enter. Now we have a block of code. In this block, we can print I, and then we need to increment I by 1. So we set I to I plus 1. If we don't do this, I will always be 1, and this block of code will get executed indefinitely. It will never terminate. Basically, our program will continue running until it runs out of memory. So in the first iteration, I is 1, is less than 5, so Python is going to execute this block of code. It will print 1 on the terminal, and then I becomes 2. Then the control moves back over here. So Python evaluates this condition. 2 is less than or equal to 5, so the condition is true, and once again, Python is going to execute this block one more time. In the second iteration, we're going to see 2 on the terminal, and then I will become 3. So this will continue until this condition is no longer true. Let me show you. So let's run this program. Now we see the numbers 1 to 5. So this is the beauty of while loops. I can easily change 5 to 1,000. And by the way, I'm separating these 3 digits using an underscore. This makes my number more readable. We don't have to add this, but it just makes our code more readable. So let's run the program. Now we see the numbers 1 to 1,000. It's much easier than 1,000 lines of code, each printing a number, okay? Now let me show you something really cool. So I'm going to change this to 10. Now, instead of printing I want to print an expression. So I'm going to multiply I by a string, an asterisk. Now, you might be confused here, because earlier I told you that in Python, we cannot concatenate a number to a string. But here I'm using the multiplication operator. Well, this is different. We can multiply a number by a string, and this will repeat that string based on the value of that number. So if I is 1, we're going to see one asterisk. If I is 5, we're going to see 5 asterisks. Let me show you. So when we run this program, we see this triangle shape because in the first iteration, I is 1. So we see 1 asterisk. In every iteration, I is incremented by 1. So we see 1 extra asterisk. And finally, in the last iteration, I is 10. And we see 10 asterisks on the terminal. So you have learned about 3 types of data in Python. We have numbers, which can be integers or floats. We have booleans and strings. These are what we refer to as primitive or basic types in Python. Now, in Python, we have a bunch of complex types as well. These complex types are very useful in building real applications. In this tutorial, we're going to talk about lists. We use lists whenever we want to represent a list of objects, like a list of numbers or a list of names. Let me show you. So I'm going to declare a variable called names and set it to a list of names. So here we add square brackets to represent a list. And now we can add one or more objects inside this list. In this list, we add a bunch of names like John, Bob, Mosh, Sam, and Mary. So we separate these elements, these items, using a comma. Okay? Now, let's print our list. So print names. Take a look. It comes out exactly like how we wrote it. Now we can also get individual elements in this list. For example, if we want to get the first element in this list, here we type a pair of square brackets, and inside the square brackets, we type an index. The index of the first element in this list is 0. So now, when we run this program, we're going to see John on the terminal. There you go. Now, in Python, we can also use a negative index. This is a feature that I personally have not seen in other programming languages. So, if 0 represents the first element in this list, what do you think -1 represents? It represents the last element in this list. Let's verify it. So let's run the program, and here's Mary. What about -2? Well, that represents the second element from the end of the list. So let's run the program, and here's Sam. Now we can also change an object at a given index. For example, let's say here we made a mistake, and this John should not be spelled with an H. So we need to reset it. We type names of 0. Now we treat this like a regular variable. So we set it to a new value.
Yeah, sorry if not really much is being commentated, or like I guess the Python PyCharm. Not much going on with the progress, but can't really see a use for this at the moment. Also, yeah, just can't really see it. So
We set it to John without an H. Now let's print our list. And here's our updated list. Beautiful. We can also select a range of values. For example, let's say we're only interested in the first 3 names. So over here, we type square brackets. And here we need to type 2 indexes, a start index and an end index. Our start index is 0 because we want to start from here. And our end index is going to be 0, 1, 2 plus 1. That's going to be 3. So we add a colon 3. So Python is going to return all the elements from the start index up to the end index, but excluding the end index. So it's going to return the elements at index 0, 1, and 2. Take a look. Here are the first 3 names. And by the way, this expression does not modify our original list. It returns a new list. So right after this print statement, if we print our original list, you can see that it's not changed. So this is how we use lists in Python.
okay, thank you, Mosh. But I think it seems like let's look at this. Yeah, I don't think any of this is gonna be helpful for me. I mean, if I come into this to the problem, I'll do it, but I don't think any of this stuff's gonna be helpful. It's good, but I think that's the end of the Mosh video. I think I should just dive into the project, to be honest with you, because that's how I do in work, man. You don't realize but you gotta solve until you get into it. And then, yeah, you gotta learn the basics. I might watch a video on how to actually do the code. I did watch a video about it, like how to like just do the basic text adventure stuff. And I might just show it, or I might just watch on my own time and just video record myself actually doing the project because it's about that time to start. I'm pretty confident in my ability to at least get a basic framework. And when I say GUI, it means graphical user interface like this. So it's like clean and nice, like having like a start menu and just having like animations and all that. So that's gonna be the hardest part. But I think this code stuff I can easily do. And that's that. Honestly, we're not gonna finish this. So let's see how much time we got. 10 minutes. So we kind of just did this for like honestly, if anything, 15 minutes. So I'm just not seeing the point in the learning all this stuff because it's not clicking. I mean, it's not that it's not clicking. It's just I don't see a use for it. It's like a practical thing, if anything. We're gonna do a type eraser because that's fun. That's honestly a lot of fun. Dude, look at this stuff, bro. It's legit. This is fall. This there has to be like an AI or government watch me right now because this is all too relatable every day. Oh, dude, I'm quick with it now. What the heck happened, bro? That's what happens when you practice every day. Oh no. Okay, no. Yeah, that's what I thought. 80, bro, 82, bro. What happened? What freaking happened? What happened to me? Jesus, bro. I'm quick with it, bro. I'm quick with it. That's a nice little 82 words per minute. I mean, that was kind of an easy sentence, too. Okay, how much time we got? 8 minutes? Okay. After this video, I'm about to go to the gym, so I'm kind of just counting these minutes down, and I want to keep it 30 minutes, so let's do something exciting for another 7 minutes. I don't know. It's pretty. What's the thing we do for like 5 minutes? I could go to my Steam. That's my Steam, guys. Look at all these games that I have installed on my new computer. Not really anything. Don't really want to play this because this is like a 20-minute thing. I think I might do random videos too on games on this channel, just for funsies, like solo games. Really, that's it. Not Type Eraser though. I used to go on Armor games a lot back in the day. This is like the main thing. Let's see if I remember my account. I don't even know what my account is, to be honest with you. I don't even remember what my account is, to be honest with you. Holy shoot. It's been too long. Was it? I think this might be it. No. Dude, I forgot my Armor Games account. It was like so OG. I remember I used to play this one MMO. It's like no, it's not Dungeons. It was like Dragons. No, I don't see it. Let me look in the MMO portion. I think I played this. They don't even show it anymore. I think they removed it off this website. Another game that I used. Oh, let's look at the games I used to play. I know I played like Last Stand. That was a fun game. All these Last Stands. I had a Last Stand account for Dead Zone. Um, Obviously, I ever played Raft Wars. Raft? No, doesn't even show on this. Interesting. How about Age of Empires? Not Age of Empires, Age of War. Yeah, I played Age of War. Let's see what's the most popular. Well, I played this. Sniper Assassin was so much fun. Holy Christ. Hobo, I think I played. SWAT I played. Yeah, Sniper Assassin was like the OG game. I don't think I ever played 4. I think that's a new one I never played. I just like the stick figure stuff in general. Yeah. It's like yeah, this was back in the day. Yeah. And what was that one popular one I ever played? It's not on here. I think they removed a lot of stuff. Hmm. This was the website, man. Stick page also. This is also an OG website I used to go on. Max Games and Miniclip. Those are the best. Still got 5 minutes, but honestly, I think we're gonna end this video short. I don't know what else to say or do. I mean, we can keep doing Typer Eraser, but I don't really feel like I should just start the project. I'm just rambling at this point. Alright, I'll see you guys later. It was a good video.